Good, tight fist. How's that feel? Good. Good.
Yeah.
All right, sick.
Like the movement I'm used to is like...
Is here, you're kind of like here,
yeah,
right? You're here, slides, elbows are in, jab back. Good, 2 jabs back. Good, 2 jabs forward. Step. Good, 1, 2, 1, catch, step, 1, 2. Good, again. 1, catch, 1. 1, catch, 1, 2. 1, catch, 1, 2.
Yep. We're boxing today. And considering the fact that my boxing absolutely sucks, I think it's only wise that we get back to basics.
Now, my trainer for this private class is Coach Vic with Knuckle Up Boxing Gym and Fitness Center. And he is perfect because not only does he have a ton of boxing experience, but he also has a ton of experience in Muay Thai as well. So he understands my need to use boxing to supplement my kickboxing. First lesson, how to actually stand as a boxer.
Send your feet shoulder width apart, and I'm just gonna mirror you.
Okay.
And you said you're right-handed, right?
Yes.
All right, so check this out, Henry. I want you to get your left foot, take a strong step forward with that left foot. Good. And then your right foot, you're gonna point it out. Good. And you have a small bend with your knees, athletic stance, all right? So one thing I want you to do, I want you to take that left leg and close it just a little. Bring it into, yep, there it is. And then step it forward. There it is. I'm gonna have you hold it right there.
Okay.
So if you really look, right, this line, this stick, it goes right. You see how it literally lines up perfect with your feet?
Okay.
This is essentially your L-shaped stance, and when I say train tracks, literally imagine your feet on 2 separate train tracks.
Okay.
The reason being is if you're on an individual track in boxing, that's how you create an invisible balance beam for yourself. You don't want that. And it's also in the context of, again, like MMA, if you're this bladed, I'm getting swept out, all right? So you wanna make sure you're in an L-shaped stance, feet on 2 separate train tracks. The next thing is weight distribution. And what I mean by weight distribution, so check this out. You want to bend your knees, get in a slightly athletic stance. And one thing I want you to do, when you look in that mirror, notice how it's your rear shoulder directly lined over that rear hip bone. All right, I'm gonna mirror you real quick. If my shoulder is over my hip bone, that essentially means 60% or so of my weight is on that rear foot, or that right foot, and 40% is on that lead foot.
Okay.
All right, so knees are bent right over here like this, elbows are in. Good, folded. Good. You feel that weight distribution, right?
Gotcha.
And if you notice, again, shoulder over the hip means you're heavy on that back foot. A lot of people, they tend to stand squared like this.
Okay.
And you see how right now your shoulder is away from the hip bone. And not only that, check this out. You see how right now I kind of like hit you, right?
Yeah.
Take that right shoulder back.
Here.
Yep. And you see how now you created space.
Okay.
Whereas if you have this shit forward, right, it brings your head a little bit closer. See that difference? I'm hitting your forehead.
Okay.
Bring that shoulder back.
I see.
Yeah, that little inch makes a huge difference.
Do you see how much detail is packed into just how you stand in boxing? And mind you, this is how it was the whole time.
And that's why in boxing you ever notice guys like kind of hang out back here, and when they fire that jab, their chin is over their belly button, rear shoulder stays over that hip. 1. Yes, that's right there. 1. Good. So now fire the 1 and hold it out. Good, and back in. Beautiful. So one thing I noticed, you threw your upper body forward a little bit. One thing I always say, when you fire that jab, you're gonna push off that back foot, and you're gonna step in place. Yes, good, do it again, boom, good, boom, good. And have a small squat. This right shoulder stays over that hip bone, go, boom, good, boom. Now the next thing is, when you step with that left foot, you don't wanna step out in this diagonal angle. You wanna make sure you're stepping forward, and just like literally, that's all you need. Okay. That's all you need. 1. Good. Chin down. 1. Good. 1, and then hold it out now. Good. So now a couple key things I want to make sure. When you're firing the punch, I want you to make sure you're punching center line. Right?
Okay.
Right down the center line. Next, you want to turn this knuckle all the way through. And I don't know if you noticed, but when you're here with your palm like so, your hand is kind of right around here, right? But when you turn that knuckle, full rotation, watch what happens. You get more distance, and get back real quick. Now the other thing is that I see is from this position, when your hand's down, look what your shoulder is. You got this little gap, all right? Yep, that's it right there. It protects the sweet spot. Okay. Essentially, we all see fights. Over here is dangerous. You get clipped here, you go to sleep. Okay. So that's why they always say the core compressed. All right, core is compressed. Chin down, flashlights are forward, elbows are in. And if you notice the difference between my head and my chin is almost hidden, whereas if I'm here,
Gotcha.
yeah, so again, this is still hands up. Like, I'm still in an L-shaped stance, right? But you see how I'm literally, my head's in the middle of a field goal right now. You don't want that. Compressed with that core. Good. And you can relax that shoulder. Yeah, shoulder is relaxed. It only needs to turn through and kind of cover that chin at that full extent of that punch. So let's get our weight heavy on that back foot. Good. 1. Good. And have a look at my head level. Boop.
Okay.
Boop. It goes down. All right, ready, and 1. Good. Relax. 1. Good. And a little cadence, tapping your feet. Good. 1. Boom. Good. Aiming up at this upward trajectory. 1. Boom. Good. So your body weight shoots down a little bit. Yeah, it is. 1. Boom. Good. 1. Boom. Relax that right elbow. Good. 1. Good. 1. Good. Don't step out to the left. Just small step forward. 1. Good.
All right, so to review, we've got feet shoulder width apart, slightly bent, 2 separate train tracks. I remember that. You've got right shoulder over the right hip bump, lower my base a little bit, hands up, chin down, right shoulder pulled back a little bit, and then a little bounce to it, right? A little bounce to it, and then with the jab, it's a small step, hands with the fist rotated all the way, and then drop my level, so like that.
The line drill, except we're now going to fire that right hand. That's you now, right? So we're going to fire that 1 going forward. Now, when this back foot steps, instead of just stepping into our regular stance, I'm going to take that back foot. I'm going to have a small lift. You're still stepping forward, but now as you step, you're going to rotate that entire foot. Boom. Again, 1 inch forward, 1 inch forward. And at the same time I step, I want you notice how I'm digging with the ball of my feet. All right. It's kind of like you're scraping gum. It's kind of like you're scraping gum off your foot. Yeah, that's it right there, off your foot. Scraping gum off your foot. Yeah, and it's not a big lift. It's, that twist of that knee is the twist of the knee, all right, is gonna feed the turnover of that hip.
Okay.
The turnover of the hip then transfers the energy from the core to shoulder, elbows extend, and then my knuckle is gonna rotate and then turn over. And if you notice, my hands are kind of open right now, right? Not a tight fist. Step, twist, and as I'm rotating, I start squeezing. At the end, I'm doing a full clench, death grip. All right, so all together. 1, left hand working with that left foot. 2. Yes. Oh, you want to bring that back foot. What you did was, look at my back foot. You went 1. This is a very powerful one too. However, if you look how wide my feet are. Right?
Okay.
This is like one of those Hail Mary 1-2s. If it lands, sweet. If it doesn't, it takes forever for me to retract. And when I do, look how wide my feet are. Then I got to readjust my base. So I always say, if you're finding that 1-2 in place, 1, 2. But right now, since we're working the line drill, going forward and backwards, step forward, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Damn, you're smooth. Fuck. So to review the cross, he was saying, once again, feet on 2 separate train tracks, feet shoulder width apart, right shoulder over this hip right here, lower my base a little bit, hands up, this right shoulder pulled back, so I'm kind of bladed with my stance so as to give the opponent a very, very small target. And then with the cross, it's the same thing, small step, and then this right foot pivots this way at the same time that I throw my cross and rotate the wrist all the way. So, boom, here, boom, here. Boom, 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 boom. This is significantly more complex than I thought.
It's a lot more complex. And I remember my first 2 years, like when I just ditched kickboxing, I ditched Muay Thai. Well, I won't say ditched, but just like took a hiatus to really focus on boxing. Yeah, I know how to throw a jab.
Yeah, you just literally showed me I don't know how to throw a punch.
I mean, you know how to throw a punch. Like, you know how to throw a good punch compared to your average schmo who doesn't know anything, right? But like when we're talking boxing specifically, that's when like there's a lot of small nuances behind that.
That was his polite way of saying, yeah, when it comes to boxing, ya suck. Next up, I put on some boxing gloves and started working the same exact punches on those boxing noodle thingies.
Good. 2 jabs forward. Boom, boom. Go right hand side, tap your feet. 2 jabs forward. Step, step. Good. Good train tracks. Better. 2 jabs forward. Boom, boom. Good. 2 jabs back. Good. 1, 1, 2 backwards. 1, 1, 2. And reset. Go slower. Double jab cross backward. Yep. 1, 1. step. I want a more committed step with that lead foot. Yes.
Okay.
1, 2. I'm back to home.
Now, he also explained the reason for those little noodle thing. Man, I should have probably figured out what this is called before making this video, but we'll just call it the little noodle thingy. The reason for that is he explained that if you were to hit a bag or something dense, when you make contact with it, it forces your hand to retract back to base, right? But boxers are trained to deliberately retract their own hands, and that's why they use the little noodle thingies, because it's very light. It actually does not force your own hand back. You have to deliberately pull your own hand back. And so that's part of what we were working as he was using those little noodle thingies. And it's something that I'm just trying to keep in mind as well. When you throw the punch, the same exact force you use to throw the punch is the same deliberation you use to bring it back to base. And it's good to keep in mind.
Good. Elbows tight. Jab. Blah. Good. So don't fire that right elbow out. Yeah, jab. Blah. Good. Tapping your feet. I want you to think, right? I always say one way to get really good hand speed, when you're in your guard, your hands are kind of relaxed, right?
Okay.
I want you to relax your hands, like literally imagine you got a ladybug, you want to keep it alive.
Okay.
But the moment you make contact, squeeze the ever living shit out of it,
Okay.
and then relax.
Okay.
Distance measurement.
Okay.
Good. 1. Flip. See that difference?
Yes.
Tapping your feet, don't stop your hands. 1. Flip. 1. Flip. Good. Step back. Good. So again, you see how you're kind of jamming into space. You're actually stuffing your punch. I just want you to think long, but you're behind. Yeah. Yes, all that. There it is, and back. That's how you're longer jab.
Okay.
Jab. Pick. Good. Jab. Flip. Jab. Pick. Tapping your feet. Good. Jab. Pick. Good. Let me hear that breath. A little jab. Good. Jab. Flip. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Bro, I can't even begin to tell you guys how many times I messed up on that cross. Like, he told me multiple times, when you go to throw the cross, pivot on that back leg, lower your weight, turn the wrist completely. He gave me all the instructions, dude, but every single time I went to throw the cross, I kept making a mistake. I kept throwing it like I'm an MMA fighter, bro. It's so crazy how much detail is packed into that, and it is really going to take me a minute to actually start doing it textbook. I swear to God.
2. Ah! See that, right? I want to find that right hand.
Holy hell.
Good. Tapping your feet.
It's like a bomb.
No, you're good. Cross. Good. Oh, you see how that the head is leaning? Yeah. Think feet. Feet first. Yeah. And the reason why you're leaning is because you're, again, a little bit too wide. When your feet are wide like so, it makes that right hand a lot harder to fire because you gotta look, right? Check this out. 2. You see how like elongated everything is? Okay. So what happens is your body, to compensate for the wide space and the lack of balance, the body tends to dip.
Okay.
And use that lead leg. You notice how my chin went past my front foot, right? In boxing, or just like, a general rule of thumb is whenever you fire that rear hand, you never want that chin to go past that front foot. Reason being is if that chin goes past the front foot, I'm now falling forward.
Okay.
The furthest you want to be is the chin over the kneecap. But you want to think though, here over the kneecap is still too wide. So your body does this to compensate for the distance.
Okay.
But if you just have a slightly closed off stance, and I say closed off here, just, not wide like this. From here, 2, I could now engage my base and still reach out. Now my chin is over my belt. Yeah, see that difference?
Okay.
Head's offline.
Okay.
And back to home. Good.
We finished off the private class with a jab defense and some freestyling on the focus mitts.
Man, I love your attention to detail, dude.
Oh yeah, it's all in the details, man.
That's-
All in the details. Yeah. So now we're gonna go over a jab defense system. All right, so fire the jab, hold it out. Good. So typically when you fire a jab in boxing, they're gonna fire a jab back.
Okay.
So from here, you're gonna catch a jab. When I say catch a jab, you're gonna take that rear hand, think T-Rex arms, boom, boom. A catch is different from a parry, because fire the jab in my face, catch, right?
Okay.
Using the meaty part, boom. A parry is a misdirection.
Okay.
All right, reason being is fire the jab, hold it out. Right, jab is just, I'm creating that stone wall back to your stance. Whereas, give me a jab with a little bit of steam and I'll parry it. You see when you parry, fire the jab, hold it out, I catch, because I caught, you retract the same direction, right? You came out this way, you came back that way. But if I parry, boom, your hand comes out this way, but because of parry, it retracts this way,
Okay.
which leaves that right side open a little bit. All right, so I say if you're gonna catch, make sure that elbow is tight. Parry,
Okay.
all right, that's the biggest difference.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call 1, catch jab, 1, 1, boop, good, catch jab, 1, big, relax, take your time,
Okay.
and again, 1, big, good, aim up, 1, big, boop, big. I'm gonna fire this in front of your face,
Okay.
so catch, but make sure you're catching in front of the face,
Okay.
go, boop, 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 good, again, 1, catch, 1, 1, catch, 1, 1, catch, 1, 2, 1, catch, 1, 2, good, 1, big, good, tapping your feet, flashlights, elbows are forward, 1, catch, jab, 1, 2, 1, catch, jab, 1, 2, you felt that right hand going
Yes.
in? 1, catch, jab, 1, 2, 1, catch, jab, 1, 2, good, rhythm, 2, but, you pulled it too early, fire that hips first, 2, big, good, aim up now, 2, big, look at that, 2, big, good, don't step that back foot back though, step it forward, stay
Okay.
grounded, 2, big, that's a 2, 2, big, good, jab, forward, big, good, 2 jabs forward, boom, boom, 2 jabs forward, 1, 1, good, 1, 1, 2 forward, 1, 1, 2, better, you see that difference, you bring that right foot with you?
Dude, I'm gonna look at this boxing footage years later and just laugh my ass off at how shit I look right now. Oh my god. Wow. That's the beauty of documenting this stuff, huh? So, just because I know it's most likely going to come up, yes, I understand that not every single boxer moves and fights the same exact way. Yes, I've watched boxing enough to see that. Some people are really textbook, other boxers have a lot of personality. But you guys know that saying, I forget who said it, but you gotta know the rules to be able to break them. That's honestly my biggest motivation for doing this. Just because from what I've seen, bro, the people that have the biggest longevity are boxers that learn how to do it the right way and then later on they inject their own personality into it. Like, yeah, do I like how textbook boxing looks? Not really. It's not as stylish and artistic as, say, someone like Roy Jones Jr., who's like jumping all over the place and being super flashy. But at the same time, bro, like, I know that if what I want is longevity, if I want to be able to maintain my skill level way, way, way into the future, I gotta be able to know how to do it right. Like, I gotta know how to throw a jab correctly. I gotta know how to throw a cross correctly. I have to understand the boxing footwork. I have to understand why they do what they do, the deliberate reason why they move the way they move. And then after you learn all that stuff, then you can know how to apply it while also inserting yourself into it, your own unique flair, your own style into it. So this is just the beginning, bro. My plan is to do this for a very long time. And oh my goodness, man, I cannot wait to see where I'm gonna be in the next 2 years. Like, this is gonna be amazing.